saya cuba untuk habiskan awal lah supaya you all boleh rehat and everything. Okay, so for your information, our first lecture, which is on Monday, I have already uploaded the video teaching. Means that the lecture that I've given during the class time. So I recorded through Teams. And then if anybody of you which has problems attending the classes, or hari tu ada problem apa-apa yang tak dapat attend, or if you want to refer back to the lecture, so you can refer to this link here. I have already shared dekat dalam kita punya VLE ni lah. So just go to your subject and then click on video teaching, then there it is, lecture 1. Okay, so for today we will go to chapter 2. Okay, the first chapter is about diode, and then second chapter is Zener diode. I don't know why they separated the chapter for diode and Zener, because basically they are the same thing. It's just that they are differentiated in terms of one characteristics only. Ada satu perbezaan sahaja, perbezaan diode biasa dengan Zener diode ni. So nota dia tak panjang lah, alright? Sebab Zener diode ni kita akan tengok more on dia punya breakdown nanti. Itu saja. But dia pecahkan kepada dua, so nak buat macam mana, saya ikut je lah kan. Syllabus dia dah tulis macam tu. So I'll just follow dia punya ni lah. Dia punya chapter by chapter, and then dia punya subtopic and everything. Yeah, sebab normally kalau electronics lab yang basic-basic ni memang biasanya Zener diode ni dia ada dalam topik yang sama dengan diode lah. Okay. Alright, so for Zener diode, this is the course outline. The topic outline for chapter 2 will be going through the diode and the Zener diode characteristic, and as well as the application of Zener diode, which is applied as voltage regulator. Okay, so the first one, 2.1, we look into the first subtopic, which is the Zener diode characteristics. So as an introduction, a Zener diode not only allows current to flow from anode to cathode, but also in the reverse direction on reaching the Zener voltage. Okay, so a normal diode only allows current to flow from anode to cathode only in one direction. But for Zener diode, dia ada reverse direction ni. Tapi syarat-syarat dia once dia reach dia punya Zener voltage lah. So this is the breakdown lah sebenarnya, the difference between normal diode and Zener diode. Okay, so due to this functionality, so Zener diode are the most commonly used semiconductor diodes. Okay, so it means that dia digunakan lah, mainly digunakan sebab dia ada karakteristik yang mana dia boleh membenarkan arus mengalir dari cathode ke anode. Okay, tapi dia ada syarat-syarat lah untuk arus tu dibenarkan melalui dia. Okay, so it is also known as a breakdown diode. Is a heavily doped semiconductor device that is designed to operate in the reverse direction. Okay, so the most common type of Zener diode is contained within a small glass encapsulation. Okay, so yang ni lah bawah ni. So it has a band around one end marking the cathode side of the diode. So yang mana kita nak tengok cathode, mana nak kita tengok anode, dia ada dia punya marking. Okay, dekat belah mana cathode. So this is the symbol, circuit symbol lah. Kalau dalam circuit, we have to draw the Zener diode same way as you draw diode, but just that at the cathode line here, you have ada sikit, dia twitch sikit lah dekat sini ke atas ni. Instead of just straight line, dia ada ni. And then dia akan membentuk the alphabet Z lah for Zener. Okay. So this is the appearance, the schematic symbol. So for normal diode, dia punya current flow just going through the ikut warna biru ni saja. But for Zener diode, dia ada backward current flow. Okay, but once dia reach dia punya breakdown level of voltage dah, Zener punya breakdown voltage baru dia boleh. As long as it doesn't reach the Zener breakdown voltage, then dia still tak boleh benarkan arus mengalir ke dari cathode ke anode. Okay, so the characteristics, the IV, current and voltage characteristics of Zener diode. So when the voltage across the terminals of a Zener diode is reversed and the potential reaches the Zener voltage, also known as knee voltage, then the junction breaks down and the current flows in the reverse direction. Okay, so that is how current boleh patah balik. So this is known as Zener effect, where the Zener diodes are manufactured with a great variety of Zener voltages. Okay, so VZ, and some are even made variable. So kita tengok dekat situ lah. Okay, means that they are specially designed lah sebenarnya. Okay, so even boleh jadi variable, means that dia boleh ni lah, dia punya VZ tu boleh berubah mengikut kepada kehendak circuit kita. Okay, so it can be divided into two parts as follows. So the first one is the forward characteristics, where the first quadrant in the graph represent the forward characteristics of a Zener diode. Okay, okay, so this one. Okay, so the first quadrant dekat sini. It is almost identical to the forward characteristics of any other PN junction diode. So untuk forward characteristic ni memang sama lah, sebab it is diode. Dia walaupun Zener diode, dia still diode. So fungsi utama dia, forward bias tu tetap stack lah, tetap ada, right? For reverse characteristics, so di sinilah dia punya beza. When a reverse voltage is applied to a Zener voltage, initially a small reverse saturation current IO, okay, flows across the diode. So this current is due to thermally generated minority carriers. As the reverse voltage is increased at a certain value of reverse voltage, the reverse current increases drastically and sharply. So this is an indication that the breakdown has occurred. We call this voltage breakdown voltage breakdown or Zener voltage, and it is denoted by VZ. Okay, so itu dia punya ni tadilah, yang ni voltage ni tadi. Okay, voltage Zener. Alright, so when reverse bias, yang belah sini lah. Okay, kita ada sini, ni dia punya ni tadi. Dia sampai dekat tahap ni, and then dia ada avalanche breakdown dengan Zener breakdown. So when reverse bias voltage is applied to a Zener diode, it allows only a small amount of leakage current until the voltage is less than Zener voltage. Okay, so forward bias dia sama, tak ada problem. Dia dekat reverse bias ni dia yang tak sama dengan normal diode. So kita ada two types of breakdown, kita ada avalanche dengan kita ada Zener breakdown. Alright. So we look into the differences between avalanche breakdown versus Zener breakdown. So between these two breakdown of this Zener diode lah. So the Zener effect is dominant in voltages up to 5.6 volts, right? But the avalanche effect takes over above that. Okay, so dia lagi tinggi daripada tu. Sebab tu kita tengok Zener diode ni dia lagi voltage dia lagi tinggi baru dia start break. Untuk Zener ni normally up until 5 to 6 volt. 5.6 volt. Okay. They are both similar effects. The difference being that the Zener effect is a quantum phenomenon and the avalanche effect is the movement of electrons in the valence band, like in any electric current. So itu dia punya perbezaan lah. Apa yang menyebabkan Zener breakdown, atau lagi apa yang menyebabkan avalanche breakdown. Avalanche effect also known also allows a larger current through the diode than what a Zener breakdown would allow. So of course lah, daripada point nombor 1 ni pun kita dah dapat point sama macam nombor 3 ni lah. Okay, sebab dia akan start breakdown dia lebih tinggi daripada nilai Zener breakdown 5.6 tadi. Okay, so daripada dia punya graph ni pun kita boleh tengok lah. Okay, so around, saya rasa around sini dalam 5 ke 6 volt tu Zener breakdown dah start turun ke ni lah, dia start breakdown. Untuk avalanche lebih daripada tu. Okay, so itu perbezaan avalanche dengan Zener breakdown. Okay, some commonly used specification for Zener diode are as follows. For Zener and voltage breakdown, the Zener or the reverse breakdown voltage range from 2.4 up until 200 volts. Sometimes it can go up until 1 kilovolt, while the maximum for the surface mounted device is 47 volt. Okay, so these are commonly used specification lah yang ada. Means that you can find this data normally dekat dalam data sheet of the component itself lah. The current IZ max, it is the maximum current at the rated of Zener voltage, where VZ equivalent to 200 microampere to 200 ampere. For current IZ min, okay, for Zener current minimum, it is the minimum value of current required for the diode to break down. Okay, so ni data-data ni extracted from data sheet. For power rating, it denotes the maximum power the Zener diode can dissipate. Berapa dia boleh tahan. Okay. It is given by the product of the voltage of the product of the voltage of the diode and the current flowing through it. Okay, so power rating ni, of course we are looking into, kalau components, we are using components with a very good power rating lah. That is the, orang kata, the desired punya features lah. But of course, barang-barang electrical elektronik ni, kita nak dapat benda tu perfect, it is very very hard lah sebenarnya. Okay. For temperature stability, it is around 5 volt and have 5 volt have the best stability. And voltage tolerance typically plus minus 5%. And for Zener resistance, it is the resistance to the Zener diode exhibits. Okay, so that is the Zener diode punya ni lah, punya requirement dia. Okay. Okay, so the reverse bias condition for Zener diode. Alright, so if VI is greater than VZ, then the Zener is biased on, and the Zener is at VZ, where IZ equivalent to IR. Okay, IZ equivalent to IR, which is equivalent to VI minus VZ divided by R. Okay, so sama dia still menggunakan V equivalent to Kirchhoff's law. Cuma dia punya variable je lah lain, mana yang dia nak pakai VZ untuk Zener voltage, alright, VI untuk kita punya input current and input voltage and everything. So that is for VI greater than VZ. But if VI is smaller than VZ, then the Zener is biased off. Okay, so the Zener act like an open circuit, where VZ equivalent to VI and IZ will become 0 sebab dia open. Okay. So with the present, okay, Zener reverse bias condition with load RL. So dekat ujung ni kita punya load resistor. So with the present of load RL, the state of Zener can be determined by removing the Zener and obtain the voltage across the open terminal. So kalau kita pakai RL ni, kita boleh openkan kita punya Zener diode ni tadi, and then kita dapat ni lah, obtain dia punya voltage across the open terminal. So given this circuit, okay, kalau kita openkan, kita buang Zener diode ni nanti, so V open will becomes equivalent to VL, where it is equivalent to RL VI divided with R plus RL. Okay, so R plus RL, nilai resistor dengan resistor load. So kita bahagikan tadi dengan RL punya nilai darabkan dengan VI, kita punya voltage input. Okay, so that is the reverse bias condition with load RL. So if V open is greater than Vz, okay, sekiranya V open yang kita calculate dekat sini lebih besar daripada voltage breakdown Zener tadi, then the Zener is biased on. The Zener is at Vz where the Zener current Iz equivalent to IR minus IL. For Zener power PZ equivalent to Vz Iz, so P equivalent to IV lah. Okay, basic standard punya equation. And then IR, which is the one that we are using in Iz here, Zener current tadi, is equivalent to Vi minus Vz over R, and IL equivalent to VL divided with RL, so equivalent to Vz divided with RL. Okay, so that is how you obtain the value of the current of the Zener breakdown current and the Zener power as well. Alright, so that depends because this is using RL as the load lah, load resistive. But for the second condition, if V open is smaller than Vz, then the Zener biases off. Okay, so the Zener acts like an open circuit. So current Zener is equivalent to 0, voltage Zener equivalent to VRL. Okay, so from this diagram we can obtain the we can analyze that the Zener acted as an open circuit lah, so dia tak ada apa dekat dalam ni lah, tak ada fungsi dekat dalam circuit, and then obviously current akan jadi 0, so Vz equivalent to VRL. Okay, Zener diode applications. So voltage regulator, over voltage protection and clipping circuit, but we are only going to go through number 1 lah, voltage regulator sahaja. Okay, sebab that is what your syllabus state lah, apa yang kena ada. So kita tak tengok lah benda yang tak ada kaitan, kita tak tengok lah sebab dia tak akan relevan lah dengan kita punya course. So kita tengok voltage regulator 2.2 Zener voltage regulator. So it is used as voltage regulator in direct current circuit to maintain a constant voltage when reverse voltage applied to it. Okay, so bila kita inilah, bila kita nak kita nak make sure kita nak maintainkan kita punya DC circuit punya voltage. A series resistor connected to the circuit in order to limit the current into the diode. So still kita menggunakan resistance dekat sini untuk kurangkan, untuk limit, okay, untuk limitkan. So it is connected to the positive terminal of the direct current and works in such a way the reverse bias can also work in breakdown condition. When the minimum input voltage and the maximum load current is applied, the Zener diode current should always be minimum. Okay, right. Example here, the values of the series resistor is written as Rs equivalent to VL minus Vz multiply with IL. Okay, so ada dekat dalam kita punya diagram dekat sini lah. Okay, Rs which is here equivalent to VL, voltage across the VL minus Vz. Vz adalah kita punya breakdown punya voltage, and then IL is the current which is this one, so kita boleh dapat kita punya nilai Rs. Then obviously kita boleh guna rumus ni by inilah, kita ubahlah kedudukan dia ikut apa yang dia nak. Normally macam ni, rumus ni kita pakai untuk dapatkan current IL. Oh, this one lah. Okay, so nak dapat ni, so kita kena ubah dekat sini jadi Rs over VL over Vz lah. So by connecting a simple Zener stabilizer, okay, this one, circuit as shown below across the output of the rectifier. So across the output of the rectifier dekat RL sini lah, kita punya output V out ni. a more stable output voltage can be produced. So the load is connected in parallel with the Zener diode, so the voltage across RL is always the same as the Zener voltage. So VR will become equivalent to VZ. Okay, so regulator sebenarnya dia nak regulate means dia nak maintainkan dia punya value. So by using Zener diode ni, dia punya most common application untuk kegunaan inilah, to maintain dia punya voltage value. Okay, untuk regulatekan dia. The current through the diode increases when the voltage across the diode tends to increase, which results in the voltage drop across the resistor. Similarly, the current through the diode decreases when the voltage across the diode tends to decrease. So here, the voltage drop across the resistor is very less and the output voltage results normally. So that's why kita boleh dapat VR2 akan jadi sama dengan VZ. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for chapter 2. So memang pendek lah sebenarnya sebab macam saya terangkan tadi dalam you punya, okay, saya tunjuk kita tengok apa topik-topik dia. Tapi itulah saya pelik kenapa dia pecahkan kepada dua. Okay, topik 1 diode characterization, halfway, full wave. Kita dah tengok hari Isnin. Hari ni kita tengok Zener diode karakteristik dengan Zener voltage regulator. That's it. Itu sahaja topik yang kita tengok. Supposedly ini sepatutnya boleh jadi satu topik, tapi tak tahulah. Okay, kita ikut je lah. As long we should be following at least 80% of the content of the syllabus lah. So setakat ni saya follow bukan lagi 80% lah, 100%. Apa yang dia tulis kat sini, itu je yang saya pakai. Okay, so dari chapter 2, pendek je, memang regulator ini je lah dia punya apa. Kalau ikutkan banyak lagi, ada 2-3 lagi, banyak lagi fungsi Zener diode ni. Cuma kita hanya tengok dekat voltage regulator sebab kalau tak silap saya pun you punya lab nanti untuk lab 2 ni buat pasal regulator ni lah, Zener diode as voltage regulator. So simple. Dan kalau you tengok dalam nota lain lagi simple sebenarnya. Ini pun saya dah combine 2-3 nota untuk dapatkan nota ni, nota yang saya pakai ni. Okay, kalau you tengok nota-nota lain, regulator tu kadang-kadang setengah page je dia terangkan. Okay, so that is for chapter 2. Now we move on to chapter 3. Okay, yang ni kita tengok sikit lah. Okay, sebab yang ni banyak, 55 slide. So saya tengok sikit lah untuk cover esok malam. So esok malam tak adalah panjang sangat kan. Untuk kita cover habis sampai chapter 3 for our first week. Okay, so next week kita fokus chapter 4, chapter 5 and then kita boleh proceed dengan kita punya assessment. Okay, so chapter 3 we will be going to learn about BJT, which stands for bipolar junction transistor. Okay, I'm sure masa you diploma dulu pun you dah belajar dah benda ni kan. Cuma itulah, tak apalah. Kita still buat. Kita still tengok mana-mana part yang saya rasa penting dan yang relevant with your assessment lah. Yang tak masuk assessment tu memang saya tak sentuh langsung lah. Okay, buat apa kita nak buang masa kat part tu. Kita patut fokus pada kita punya assessment sahajalah. So, topics outline for chapter 3 is BJT characteristics and BJT as amplifier. Sama je. Okay, macam Zener diode tadi pun karakteristik, lepas tu dia punya function, voltage regulator. BJT pula tengok juga karakteristik dan tengok juga amplifier. Cuma itulah, BJT ni dia banyak sikit. Okay, sebab dia it is about transistors dan dia everything dia masukkan dalam satu topik. Instead of tadi Zener diode, dia pecahkan pula daripada diode. So tu yang jadi pendek tu. Okay, so BJT introduction. Bipolar junction transistor BJT is constructed with 3 doped semiconductor regions separated by 2 PN junction as shown. Okay, so dekat sini ada NPN, sini ada PNP. So you have the junction of PN junction, which is the separator of N and P punya element lah. Okay, so there are three regions which is called emitter E, base B and collector C. E, B and C. See, this is NPN, this is PNP. Okay, so for BJT there are two types of it, which is the NPN and PNP. So by the name itself pun kita senang lah nak kita nak analyze pun senang lah. Okay, NPN stating that it has two N-type regions separated by a P-type and contains free electrons, which is known as the negative carriers. Okay, sebab dia N dia ada dua, so dia ada negative carrier lah. For PNP consists of two P-type regions separated by an N-type and contains free holes, which is the positive carrier. Okay, P stands for positive lah, N for negative. Senang je nak ingat dia. Okay. Transistor structures and symbols. Okay, transistor structures and symbols. So this is the structure. Okay, this is the structure. The base region is slightly doped and very narrow. So this is for base region ni. The emitter region is heavily doped and the collector region is moderately doped. Okay, so sekejap guys. Ada ni jap, sekejap saya ni jap.
Sir, tadi dah ada scan attendance ke?
Belum habis lagi, kejap. Saya in the middle ni ada student sakit, dia nak pergi klinik sekejap
Okay.
Sekejap.
So kalau ada hal tak apa sir, okey je.
Tak, dia ni budak international ni, ada seorang ni sakit nak pergi klinik. Saya suruh dia contact fellow petugas. Sekejap Dia contact saya pula, saya kata saya ada kelas. Tapi saya kejap 5 minit.
Baru ingat kelas lebih awal.
Alright, okay, sorry. Dah ada student seorang ni dia ada macam simptom lah dekat atas dekat 7. So kita orang pun tak tahu lah macam mana. Tunggu dia buat decision lambat betul nak pergi klinik mana. Pening kita. Okay, alright. Transistor structures and symbols. So this is the structure. Okay, kalau kita tengok sini, this is basically dia punya sizing lah. 0.15 inch for emitter to collector punya end, and then dia punya base punya apa ni, base punya region ni 0.0010, so very small lah. Okay, alright, so that is both for NPN and PNP. So the base region is slightly doped and very narrow, memang kecil lah, memang kecil pula, memang tipis lah. Okay, and then the emitter region is heavily doped, then the collector region is moderately doped. Okay, so symbols in our electrical and electronics punya components, punya circuit yang inilah. So they are differentiate just on this part of what we call it, dia punya arrow ni. Okay, for NPN arrow dia keluar ke emitter, for PNP arrow dia masuk dari emitter ke base. Okay, so kita tengok sikit karakteristik the basic operation of BJT. So kalau kita tengok diagram ni, memang kalau kita tengok memang sebenarnya menampak macam membeningkan, tapi sebenarnya dia senang je. Dia hanya membenarkan holes tu diisi oleh elektron-elektron. So the heavily doped N-type emitter region is teeming with conduction band, which is the free electron that easily diffuse through the forward bias. Okay, the BE junction. Okay, base dengan emitter punya junction lah dekat sini, forward bias dia, into the P-type base region. So P-type base region dia masuk dekat base ni. Okay, daripada N, elektron akan masuk mengisi holes dekat dalam base punya holes. So the base region is slightly doped and very thin, so that it has a very limited number of holes. So only a small percentage of electrons flowing through the BE junction will combine with the available hole in the base. Okay, so that is the reason kenapa dia sangat narrow. Okay, dia nak hadkan jumlah elektron yang boleh masuk ke dalam dia punya holes dekat base B tu. So few of the electron flow out of the base terminal as valence electron, which this will form the small base current. Okay, yang lebih-lebih itulah yang keluar daripada situ yang akan jadi current tadi. So most of the electrons flowing from the emitter into the thin, lightly doped base region do not combine but diffuse into the base and collector punya depletion region. So dia pergi dekat sini pula, depletion region, daripada base ke collector. Okay, so dekat sini dia berada pada reverse bias. Tadi dia pada forward, sekarang dia jadi pada reverse. Okay, once in this region, they are pulled across the BC depletion region into the collector region by the attraction of the collector positive terminal supply voltage. Alright, so this will form the collector current. So macam tu data hasilnya current untuk kaki collector tu. Okay, so ni kita tengok dia punya flow of current untuk NPN and PNP. Okay, for BJT transistor ni lah. Right, so IC, IB, IE. in terms of dia punya block diagram dan dia punya circuit, dia punya logic diagram. But for NPN kita tengok IB dengan IC dia, IB, IC dengan IE dia semua menghala arah yang berbeza compared to NPN. Okay. This is for voltage. Tadi current. This is for voltage in the BJT transistor. So VBE kita ambil daripada voltage across base dengan emitter. VCE kita ambil daripada collector to emitter. Whereas for PNP, VBE daripada base ke emitter, collector ke emitter, VCE. Okay, so that's the voltage flow lah. Current flow and voltage flow. So the mode of operation for VBE and VBC. Okay, so VBE dengan VBC ni. For forward active, VBE akan jadi forward bias, VBC akan jadi reverse. Reverse active, dia terbalik lah. VBE jadi reverse, VBC jadi forward. Saturation, both akan jadi forward. Cut off, both akan jadi reverse. Okay, so that is how dia punya kedudukan bias dia berdasarkan kepada dia punya dia punya aktif macam mana. Okay, current gain alpha is the fraction of electrons that diffuse across the narrow base region. Okay, so this alpha here. So 1 minus alpha is the fraction of electrons that recombine with holes in the base region to create base current. So ini elektron yang diffuse, ini yang combine. So IC equivalent to alpha IE, IB equivalent to I minus alpha. So I minus alpha ni yang bawah ni. Kalau alpha ni kita ambil dia punya yang diffuse, yang ini yang combine. Okay, so beta equivalent to IC minus divided with IB, which is equivalent to alpha divided with 1 minus alpha. So just simple equation lah. The current gain is expressed in terms of the beta of the transistor. Okay, often called HFE by manufacturers. So kalau dalam data sheet, normally you will find this beta, okay, called as HFE by the manufacturers. The temperature, beta is temperature and voltage dependent. Okay, so dia sangat the value is very related kepada temperature and voltage lah. It can vary a lot among transistors. So normal values 20 sehingga 200. Okay, so I think that's it lah for today. Alright, nanti kita akan masuk yang ni. Yang ini kita dah masuk part dia punya configuration. So configuration ni kita kena fokus sikit lah. Sebab this is where you punya assessment akan berkaitan dengan berkenaan dengan configuration punya amplifier. Okay, the function of BJT sebagai amplifier. Okay, sebenarnya assessment you tak ada yang pasal benda-benda atas ni. Q point ni adalah macam introduction yang kita tengok ni kan, sebenarnya tak ada sangat lah benda-benda dia. This is just a refresh notes for you all lah, apa yang you dah belajar masa diploma dulu. Okay, of course kalau saya pun memang tak ingat lah, sebab tu saya kena buat refresh sikit ni supaya kita tahu kan, takkan terus-terus kita nak masuk berkenaan dengan dia punya application, nanti melompat pula kan, apa benda pula ni tiba-tiba dah masuk sini. Okay, so I think this is where I'll stop for today. And then insyaAllah tomorrow kita akan continue daripada 15 sampai 55. So dalam lebih kurang 40 slide lah. Okay, ni pun tak banyak, kebanyakannya diagram dan penerangan je lah. Okay, so this is the most important part lah dekat application dia sebagai amplifier. So this is what your lab 3 will be about. Okay. Alright, I think I'll stop here for today. Kang kalau laju sangat Kang, nanti week 1 dah habis semua, pening juga kita, apa nak buat. So saya ambil attendance dulu. Mana? Independence. Oh, nak kena generate lagi lah sekejap First off ni ke 6 sampai 10. Okay guys, please kejap kenapa? Oh, ni 31. Okay, please scan guys. Yang mana boleh scan, please scan. Yang tak boleh scan, nanti beritahu saya buat manual. Apa dia? Tak dengar?
Saya tengah drive.
Oh, okay. Bagi nama je, bagi nama.
Hidayat.
Hidayat. Okay. Nanti saya buat manual. 6. Alright. Okay, ada lagi ke? 7. Tengok ada berapa orang ni. Ada 9. Tolak saya 8. Okay, so saya dah lah tu kan, saya ingat Hidayat je lain tak ada ni. Okay. So Hidayat dah. Siapa yang tak ada ni? Muhammad Azham. Muhammad Azham ada ke? Muhammad Azham tak ada. Okay, tak apa. Saya ambil je attendance ni. Okay, I think that's it for today. I'll end the session here. InsyaAllah I'll see you tomorrow. Kita habiskan chapter 3. Okay, and then Sabtu hari ni kita relax dulu. Minggu depan kita proceed dengan chapter 4 and 5, and then kita dah start boleh buat tutorial sikit dan kita buat kita punya assessment lah. Okay guys. Okay, do you have any question? Ada soalan ke?
No sir.
Okay, so right. Kalau tak ada, then I'll end the session here, okay? Kita sudahi majlis dengan surah Al-As dan Tasbih Farah, okay? Okay guys, thank you. Assalamualaikum and good evening.
Thank you sir. Waalaikumsalam.
Right.
Thank you sir. Waalaikumsalam.
Okay.
Bye. Terima kasih.
Sama.